So we are going to start with our last session for today, that is on 11 June, with the same speaker जिन्होंने कल भी लंच के बाद ही सेशन लिया था. So I am sure that it's going to be a grand again. So his today's topic is going to be a brand management in digital era. So I would like to introduce about Deven Bhalla sir for those who might not be there for the yesterday's session. So I would like to give his introduction again. So Deven Bhalla sir is an award-winning brand management marketing leader who is currently serving as a senior manager at B2B Unicorn. He is a TEDx speaker, an IIM merit scholar, and a highly cited researcher. He has been an active content creator with 120K plus followers. He has conducted over 800 talks across the country and is passionate about fitness. He has been involved in numerous startups as an early stage investor. So this was a very short introduction of Deven Balla sir, and I'm sure again it's going to be a grand session even after the lunch. So I'm repeating these words again so that all the students can be active after the lunch session. So yes, sir, it's over to you. You can continue with your session. Thank you so much, and welcome to
Sure.
this session. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bhagashi ma'am, for that intro. So I think before we start off with the session, I'll try to give you an overview of what this session is going to be about. So it's about brand building in the current era. That's primarily 90 to 95% digital. So आपका LinkedIn, आपका overall digital presence, आपका खुद का digital footprint is very important, right? The reason we will discuss in slightly more detail as the session progresses, but इसका पूरा मतलब ये है how you can stand out from the crowd. Like we discussed yesterday, that if there are thousands of people who are applying for a job, what is it that you bring to the table that a hiring manager would want to hire you only, right? So out of, say for example, there are assuming there are 100 jobs in the market, right? If you are from a tier 1 college, your chances of getting increase slightly. Then depending upon the type of role that you're applying for, if you have a x amount of experience, that is again a qualifier that this person has relevant experience, and then you can definitely get in. uh, when you bring in more number of filters in terms of the college name, the duration of your experience, and in addition to this, the location, salary bracket, and I would say the availability, or how soon you can join, the pool of candidates starts to shrink, right? At every qualification step. How do you ensure that you are the one who actually secures the job? That's where your brand matters, right? There are so many people out there who are in the industry. uh, okay, I think before I even go there, I just wanted to confirm that everybody is okay with Hindi and English, or as a medium of instruction, or should I just use Hindi? Because yesterday I had to speak in English and then I had to translate it, and vice versa.
Yes, sir. Maybe yes. Students are saying you can use a mix of Hindi and English.
I'll do that then.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Please just confirm, because now we'll be getting started. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Got it. So, as you can see, LinkedIn, I would utilize LinkedIn as the primary mode of demonstration for this session. And then obviously I'll bring in Instagram also, because right now creator economy is on a boost, right? So LinkedIn पे ऐसा क्या जादू होता है कि uh, people get amazing jobs or amazing salary brackets, or even for that matter, I am jobs or Naukri.com. The reason is that you need to, or you can showcase yourself in a much better manner. आप में क्या खासियत है कि कोई आपको हायर करे, कोई आपके साथ आपको कोई कंसल्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट दे या आपके साथ कोलैबोरेट करे? ऐसी क्या चीज है आपके अंदर कि आपको वो ड्रीम ऑफर मिले? तो say for example, yesterday we had Diksha, who said that she wants to be a CHRO at a Fortune 500. सो आपने ऑलरेडी विजुअलाइज कर लिया कि मुझे इस कंपनी में आज से 10 या 15 साल बाद जाकर जॉब करनी है. सो हाउ डू यू डू दैट? आपको वो क्या चीजें करनी चाहिए कि आप वो एंड पॉइंट तक पहुंच सके, राइट? सो बिल्डिंग योर ब्रांड इज वन ऑफ दोज थिंग्स. इस सेशन के अंदर मैं आपको एग्जांपल से समझाऊंगा कि कंपनीज ने कैसे अपने ब्रांड्स बिल्ड करे हैं. और ये ब्रांड बिल्डिंग एक दिन का या एक हफ्ते का या एक महीने का या एक साल का काम नहीं है, ये रोज का ही काम है. ठीक है? सो यू कांट sit silent, you can't be somebody who's not working on yourself on a daily basis, right? तो मैंने ये स्लाइड एक्चुअली मुझे बहुत मतलब आखिरी की स्लाइड में से कुछ था, बट आई थॉट दैट इट्स बेटर कि मैं आपको पहले इसका पर्सपेक्टिव दे दूं दैट व्हाई डू यू नीड टू हैव अ पर्सनल ब्रांड, राइट? या आपको एक ब्रांड बनाने की जरूरत ही क्यों है? एक पोस्ट मैंने लिंक्डइन पर डाला, ठीक है? उसका एंड रिजल्ट था एक 24 आवर्स के टाइम पीरियड के अंदर इट हैड ऑलरेडी गॉटन वायरल. 3 people from good firms had reached out with job opportunities ki would you like to work here. It's the other way around. I did not apply, but I received opportunities that would you like to work at so and so firm. A B C ले लेते हैं because I can't reveal the names. I am an active content creator, so I got inbound request. मतलब सामने से मुझे कोई आके बोल रहा है कि अब ये you take this much amount and you do a post for us, right? And Fortune 500 के कम से कम 12 लोगों ने मुझसे कनेक्ट करा है. सी स्वीट मतलब सीईओ, सीटीओ, सीआईओ, सीएमओ. मेरे लिए ज्यादा रेलिवेंट सीएमओ है, चीफ मार्केटिंग ऑफिसर्स. ठीक है? सो आई थिंक इस एक स्लाइड से मे बी यू कैन understand the power of actually building something of your own, right? I think before we proceed from here, I wanted to check. uh, अच्छा लोग बढ़ गए, 156 हो गया. So I wanted to check, just put this answer either a yes or a no in the chat box. How many of you are on LinkedIn? नहीं सॉरी, मैं इसको रिफाइन कर देता हूँ. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू, आप में से कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं और एक्टिव है लिंक्डइन पे? जॉब सर्च के लिए नहीं, आप एक्टिव हैं कंटेंट बनाने के लिए. ओके, वांट टू, अच्छा वांट्स टू. सो मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल आर पुटिंग इन नो. maybe 55% of them have put no, right? So 55 to 60 एक्चुअल में बढ़ ही रहा है, अब तो सबका नो ही हो गया. ठीक है? सो दिस इज प्रिसाइजली द रीजन. हाँ, yes, Karthik, I will try my level best to do that. I will explain. I'll try my level best. If you are feeling a little sleepy after having like a very good lunch or misal pav or anything of that sort, please, or maybe rice on a Sunday afternoon, please try to have some water and try and focus. Right? I can only request that you do that. So, see, the reason why I asked whether you're active on LinkedIn or not is because सब लोग LinkedIn पे हैं. ठीक है? अगर आपको यूट्यूबर बनना है या आपको इंस्टाग्रामर बनना है, तो फिर आपके लिए ये प्लेटफॉर्म सेकेंडरी हो जाएगा. मतलब कि ठीक है, मैं सेकेंड या थर्ड नंबर पे, पहले मैं अपना एक बेस एस्टैब्लिश कर लूँ, 1 लाख फॉलोअर्स ऐड कर लूँ इंस्टाग्राम पे, यूट्यूब पे, मुझे उससे पैसे आ रहे हो, एंड देन आई विल मूव टू लिंक्डइन, राइट? जस्ट फॉर योर इंफॉर्मेशन, जो लोग फुल टाइम जॉब्स में हैं वो भी कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे अपनी नौकरी छोड़नी पड़ेगी, टचवुड ना छोड़नी पड़े, to get into content creation or to pursue this hobby of mine parallelly, right? So you can do a lot more with respect to आपका खुद का प्रोफाइल. प्लस आप रेलेवेंट रहेंगे तो सबके सामने. मार्केटिंग की एक बड़ी अच्छी लाइन है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. ठीक है? आप जितना ज्यादा विजिबिलिटी अपने लिए क्रिएट करेंगे उतने ही ज्यादा लोग आपको जानेंगे. ठीक है? से वन वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल, me getting invited to different colleges to do sessions. अब मैं एक IIM ग्रेजुएट हूँ, बट हर साल ऐसे 3,000 ग्रेजुएट्स और होते हैं. ठीक है? why is it that I am getting invited to do this session here, but not the other 2,999? There is a reason, right? तो आप जब अपने लिए एक यूएसपी क्रिएट करते हैं कि ओके दिस पर्सन इज अ कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनर, ही इज आल्सो एन इंस्टीट्यूशनल ट्रेनर, कंटेंट क्रिएशन में भी है, एंड देन ही इज आल्सो इनटू फुल टाइम रोल, इट बिल्ड्स अ क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ योर प्रोफाइल. मतलब एक इंसान के कितने पर्सपेक्टिव और डायमेंशंस हो सकते हैं, राइट? माय इफ यू गो टू माय इंस्टाग्राम, आप मतलब ये आपको पता लग जाएगा कि वो मेरा इंस्टाग्राम है, बट वहां मेरा कंटेंट बहुत अलग है. मतलब आई माइट बी टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्कशॉप्स दैट आई एम डूइंग, or I might be talking about maybe mostly about fitness or lifestyle. So it's the same person, but the person has a different avatar. Maybe एक alter ego वहाँ exist करता है जो कि LinkedIn पे नहीं है, ठीक है? तो what this does is it gives a dimension to your brand. ठीक है, आप ऑलरेडी एक ब्रांड है बिकॉज आपका डीएनए यूनिक है, आपके फिंगरप्रिंट्स यूनिक है, आपका सोचने का नजरिया बाकी लोगों की तरह नहीं है, ठीक है? आप ऑलरेडी एक ब्रांड है, बट आपको अब उसको रियलाइज करना है कि हाँ, आई एम समबडी हु हैज अ वॉइस एंड आई वांट एवरीबडी टू हियर मी आउट. आप अगर इंट्रोवर्ट हैं तो यू कैन यूटिलाइज लिंक्डइन जस्ट टू राइट एंड नॉट बी ऑन वीडियो. इफ यू आर समबडी हु लाइक्स टू बी इन फ्रंट ऑफ द वीडियो, देन ऑब्वियसली you can start maybe creating value adding reels, not the cringy TikTok reels, right? वो मेरा कंटेंट टाइप नहीं है और उससे आपके जॉब में भी कहीं हेल्प शायद ही हो, ठीक है? सो आई थिंक द बेसिस ऑफ दिस सेशन इज how do you go about building a brand and attracting the right set of opportunities for yourself. It could be job, it could be anything that you want to create for yourself, right? Even if you want to be an entrepreneur, this these platforms are the best to find venture capitalists, to find angel investors, to find people to build your network and your core teams. ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है जो इसके बाहर एग्जिस्ट करती है, ठीक है? आई थिंक एक काफी प्रोमिनेंट कोट है. यूजली आई डोंट मेक यूज ऑफ कोट्स, बट आई फेल्ट दैट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि इस डिस्कशन के लिए यू आर एबल टू रीड दिस एंड अब्सॉर्ब इट. यूजली कोई अगर बहुत सीनियर इंसान इंडस्ट्री के अंदर हो एंड इफ दे से समथिंग, you should always try and listen to that thought. So your brand is the single most important investment you can make in your business, right? Now I will give you examples of some brands which are power brands. ठीक है, ऐसी कौन सी कंपनी है इसमें से? let me reduce the size of the screen. I think that will be better. Okay. इसमें से कौन सी कंपनी है जिसके बारे में आपको आइडिया नहीं है? Actually, I want to see the chat, but I can't see that. Yeah, have a look at the screen and let me know इसमें से कौन सा ऐसा ब्रांड है. will मतलब obviously there is one मतलब एक और slide है for India based brands also, but इसमें से I think all of you would have seen the screen by now. So let's see. ठीक है, so most of the people don't know about Target uh, and UPS. Okay. Xbox, yeah, Xbox, so everybody knows. I will still say it's primarily a gaming company. Matlab, you have gaming consoles and you connect it to the TV and you can play FIFA or World Cup and all of that. Hilton is a group of hotels. It's in the, I would say, the hospitality space. I think आपने Hilton का काफी नाम सुना होगा, but not in the right sense. But Hilton is primarily a hotel का chain. UPS is the delivery company, just like DHEL and FedEx. Target is like Walmart. It's a smaller chain of companies, right? As compared to a Walmart, right? So Walmart primarily जैसे आपका ये स्पेंसर मेगामार्ट होता है आपका, मैं सोच रहा हूँ like from where do people, big bazaar types, right? So it's almost like a very bigger version of big bazaar, but then it's used primarily for shopping and for your daily needs and essentials. ठीक है, how many of you are these companies known? Can you see the screen which has 6 Indian brands? Is this screen visible which has Havells and Nykaa?
Yes, yes, it's visible, sir.
So take like 10 seconds, let me know इसमें से कौन सी कंपनी है जिसके बारे में आपको नहीं पता. नहीं पता है या नहीं पता है, मतलब सब नायका क्यों लिख रहे हैं? I will run the PPT in the slideshow view. It's just that, ठीक है. So I think most are known. Nykaa, I think people don't know about Nykaa. So Nykaa is basically like a fashion brand. I would say it's a marketplace. मतलब एक e-commerce website है जहाँ से आप जाकर मेकअप का और कॉस्मेटिक्स का you can buy all of that. ठीक है. सो देन एमडीएच मसालों का ब्रांड है, मतलब नॉर्थ साइड में एमडीएच बहुत महासियान दी हट्टी, इट्स द एक्रोनिम ऑफ एमडी ऑफ दैट. सो एमडीएच इज बेसिकली अ मसाला ब्रांड. सो इट्स वेरी पॉपुलर, इट्स अ मल्टी करोर एम्पायर, right? ठीक है. So I will now move this to slideshow view. So I think the reason why I added these 15-20 odd brands was कि to let you know कि ये चीजें एकदम रातों रात नहीं बनी है. ठीक है. These all of these brands have taken time, and so should your personal brand as well, right? So now basically एक छोटा सा एक framework होगा. I would request, if you want to click a photo, please do that, because it will be like really helpful, right? Because I've taken time to, then why not talk about something that will obviously add value. हो सकता है immediately आपको ये accessible नहीं हो PPT और या ये recording, but at least if you'll know what a brand is, it will really help. ठीक है. So एक brand, जैसे कि we'll take one very specific example, टाटा. ठीक है. सो टाटा इज अ ब्रांड. जब लोग टाटा के बारे में बात करते हैं, दे टॉक अबाउट रतन टाटा, दे टॉक अबाउट वेरी गुड कार्स, वेरी ड्यूरेबल काइंड ऑफ कार्स लाइक टाटा हैरियर और टाटा इंडिका. दे टॉक अबाउट टीसीएस, right? They talk about JLR, that is Jaguar Land Rover, which is now a part of the Tata Group. They talk about Tata Steel. All of, मतलब एक ही ब्रांड के मल्टीपल पर्सपेक्टिव हैं, बट इट इज ऑल अबाउट ट्रस्ट, इट्स ऑल अबाउट रिलायबिलिटी, इट्स अबाउट द इंडियन कनेक्ट, राइट? तो एक ब्रांड के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं विच पीपल usually miss out on, but I have taken the liberty to cover all of that in this one single slide. ठीक है. As you can see, it forms a heart because brand, आप कोई, let's have one small question or maybe a quiz here that will send in like the right context, right? Havels, सिद्धि और अर्चना फैन का ब्रांड है, मतलब इलेक्ट्रिकल्स का. जैसे ओरिएंट इलेक्ट्रिक है, जिस जिस कंपनी के आपके फैंस बनते हैं. ठीक है. या नो वरीज. ठीक है. सो आई वांट टू, मेरा जो क्वेश्चन है अभी ब्रांड से रिलेटेड है. ठीक है. आप जब भी कोई प्रोडक्ट खरीदते हैं, कैन आई हैव वन वॉलंटियर हियर? जस्ट वन वॉलंटियर, इफ यू कैन जस्ट अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ.
प्रिया अनम्यूट करो सबको.
Yes, ma'am, they are already unmuted.
Yes. Any volunteer from student?
Any one person, they can unmute themselves.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please
Yes,
let
sir.
me know.
Hello,
Let
sir.
me know. Oh, I think there are more than one people.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sneha, I think she's raised her hand. Sneha, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, I think question which सबके लिए applicable है. आप लोग नीचे कमेंट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, बट द आंसर अनम्यूट करके स्नेहा ही बोलेंगे. Sneha, what type of mobile, which mobile do you make use of?
Sir, can you pardon, please? Actually, I have some network issue.
No worries. Which mobile do you make use of?
I make use of Samsung.
Okay,
Samsung.
okay. So why have you chosen Samsung over all the other company products? आपने सैमसंग क्यों चूज किया? मतलब आपको क्यों लगा कि मुझे सैमसंग ही लेना चाहिए? आईफोन क्यों नहीं, या रियलमी क्यों नहीं, या वन प्लस क्यों नहीं?
There are multiple reasons. First of all, the user interface. I was familiar with the features it had, and I actually knew about
When
how
did
the system
why did you
works.
buy Samsung in the first place then?
Because it
अगर
was
आपको पहले से-
it was
yeah,
reliable. It was in budget. It was a known company.
I think you have a
But
patchy network.
yes, actually, my network is not
No
very.
worries, no worries. I got the three reliable. Uh, Obviously, you can trust easily on it, and it's a known company, right? So I think we can establish three things here: trust, reliability, and obviously known. ठीक है, तो ये तीन reasons हैं why Sneha has chosen Samsung, right? यही तीन aspects, if I take into accordance with respect to your personal brand, अगर आप रीजनेबली पॉपुलर होंगे अपनी इंडस्ट्री के अंदर, मतलब आपको आईटी में काम करना है, एचआर में काम करना है, किसी भी इंडस्ट्री या फंक्शन में काम करना है, अगर आप नोन होंगे तो ऑब्वियसली आपको इंडस्ट्री में लोग जानते होंगे, राइट? द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ यू गेटिंग अ जॉब वुड बी वेरी हाई. If you are somebody who's trustworthy and reliable, people would want to get associated with you. जस्ट लाइक आप एक प्रोडक्ट खरीदते हैं, वैसे ही कोई आपको जॉब के लिए कंसिडर करता है. आपने एक ब्रांड कंसिडर करा मोबाइल का, ठीक है? I think it's not visible.
Yes,
If
yes.
you buy, if you buy a brand, right? Similarly, you make a bet, you make a decision, right? Somebody when they hire you, they also make a bet, they also make a decision that okay, I need to go ahead with this person. This is where corporate brand and personal brand meet, right? Corporate brand मतलब कंपनी के ब्रांड, जैसे कि टाटा, ठीक है? पर्सनल ब्रांड मतलब आप, स्नेहा, नितिन, गौरव, जानवी, आप खुद ब्रांड्स हैं, ठीक है? How do you go about building this level of trust, reliability, and visibility, also known as your, I would say, the market value? Okay, that completely depends upon your personal brand. Okay, so is this clear so far? Anybody has any doubts? Because we'll get a little bit more into detail now. If you have any doubts, I think just let me know or just unmute yourself. ठीक है, आई विल एक्सप्लेन. ये ब्रांड का जो पूरा मैंने एक हार्ट बनाया है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू मे बी वन पर्सन, ठीक है? मे बी आई टॉक अबाउट माई ओन सेल्फ एज एन एग्जाम्पल हियर, ठीक है? नेम ऑब्वियसली माई नेम, ठीक है, देवन भल्ला. लोगो वुड बी ऑब्वियसली माई सिग्नेचर्स और यू नो माई डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट, या जो मेरा जिस जिस pseudonym के अंडर आई राइट could be that also. So hashtag dbytes is something that I would be my digital footprint, right? Term obviously कुछ लोगों का जैसे कुछ हैं जिन्होंने अपना ऑल्टर ईगो बनाया हुआ है, फूड फार्मर, जिन्होंने एक वो वीडियो डाल दी थी डाबर वाली, ठीक है? तो he does not come across as रेवंत हिमसिंह का, he comes across as food farmer. So that's his alter ego that is created, ठीक है? Symbol obviously it would depend upon, so for me it would be DB, my initials, ठीक है? Design, किस तरह का creative I make. So can you see my screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So this is something that I do from a content creation point of view, maybe on LinkedIn, right? So as you can see, I have a very clear way of identifying that, okay, this is the snippet that I want to add on my LinkedIn. So this is my design. This is my creative outlook towards content. Okay. So this is going to help me in building that brand. Now we are back on the main slide. Okay, I just wanted to showcase that because I was working on it today morning. So मैंने सोचा, मैंने कहा एक बार it would be a good thing because you will get to know that how people on the content side work. Okay. Now let's move to the ID. ID is something that you build over a period of time. Okay. So it's basically your name. Okay. But what are you known for? Are you somebody who's so जैसे intro के अंदर I think Bhageshri ma'am had mentioned award-winning brand marketing leader. So that's my ID that I've created in the industry. ठीक है, because I've won the Indian Marketing Award, Indian Content Marketing Award, Inkspell के सारे awards, जो भी whatever. So what that ID does is it creates a positioning in somebody's mind or in the industry कि हाँ मुझे अगर मार्केटिंग हेड का रोल के लिए चाहिए कोई बंदा तो देवन है, ठीक है, या मुझे कोई CHRO वाले रोल के लिए कोई चाहिए तो आगे जाके कंसिडरेशन सेट में कल जिन्होंने ज्वाइन करा था दीक्षा, शी कुड बी कंसिडर्ड, राइट? सो इट्स द पोजीशन दैट यू क्रिएट इन द माइंड एंड द हार्ट of somebody, right? Depending upon what type of a bond you want with them. If it's a corporate bond, you would definitely want कि मुझे consider करें for a bigger role, right? If it's a personal bond, you would want to be best friends with a very specific set of people only, ठीक है? It's all about positioning yourself as an individual, right? डिफरेंशिएटर की मेरे में ऐसा क्या यूएसपी है जो किसी और में नहीं है? तो आई एम अ फुल टाइम पर्सन who's also into content and who also has a lot to offer in terms of guidance and mentorship, and also has interest in building his own businesses, right? We can't obviously talk about that on this platform, but then obviously everybody has multiple varied interests. Recall, ठीक है, अगर से फॉर एग्जांपल एक रोल है और चलो not we won't talk with respect to the job, let's talk about with respect to being considered for doing this workshop at MIT, right? Why did somebody in the training and placement cell or in the corporate interface cell think of me only? Because उन्होंने मेरा content इतनी बार पढ़ा होगा, मैंने पहले कई sessions किए होंगे, so they were able to recall that okay we can call this guy, right? Now equity with respect to your worth, अगर आप से फॉर एग्जांपल क्यों आपको 10 लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा मिलने चाहिए एज कंपेयर टू समबडी एल्स विद द सेम वर्क एक्सपीरियंस? बिकॉज यू हैव अ ब्रांड, ठीक है? इक्विटी का मतलब होता है कि आप मॉनेटरी टर्म में उसको कैसे इक्वेट करेंगे ब्रांड की वैल्यू को, उसके वर्थ को, ठीक है? कोई कंटेंट क्रिएटर को अगर 18 लाख रुपए दे रहा है एक यूट्यूब वीडियो के लिए, तो वो क्यों दे रहा है? क्योंकि उनका वो नेटवर्क है, उनकी वो रीच है, उनका वो विजिबिलिटी क्रिएट हुआ हुआ है, वो एक ब्रांड है, राइट? एंड देन ऑब्वियसली जो नीचे के दो सेक्शंस है, दैट्स ऑब्वियसली वन इज ऑब्वियसली द प्रोडक्ट एंड द कस्टमर. प्रोडक्ट इस केस में आप ही रहेंगे बिकॉज यू आर द वन अप्लाइंग फॉर अ जॉब, ठीक है? एंड कस्टमर वुड बी द पर्सन हु गेट्स यू ऑन द जॉब, ठीक है? इसके मल्टीपल पैरेलल्स बन सकते हैं, ठीक है? बट इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर कि आप रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स के साथ अपने कॉन्सेप्ट्स को रिलेट करें, ठीक है? दिस इज द मैक्सिमम टेक्स्ट दैट यू विल फाइंड इन एनी स्लाइड, ठीक है? आई थिंक इसी में सबसे ज्यादा मैक्सिमम है और मैंने इसको बहुत ही लाइट रखा है, ठीक है? ब्रांड आपका आपका वजूद का एक तरीका है, ठीक है? मतलब हु आर यू एज एन इंडिविजुअल, ठीक है? कंपनीज के लिए भी यही है कि हु आर दे इन द इंडस्ट्री, ठीक है? कुछ नहीं है, मतलब बेसिकली जैसे आई थिंक आई फॉरगॉट द नेम ऑफ द गर्ल हु जस्ट volunteered to talk about Samsung, but
Sneha.
I'm sorry,
Sneha.
Sneha, thank you. So Sneha के respect के अंदर we can take this as an example, ठीक है? Let me again share my screen. So when she said कि Samsung को she had given preference because of trust, reliability, and obviously that it was known मोबाइल के केस के अंदर, सो सैमसंग ने एक ब्रांड प्रॉमिस बिल्ड किया था कि वो ट्रस्टवर्दी है, रिलायबल है, ठीक है? एंड ऑब्वियसली इट्स अ पॉपुलर चॉइस, ठीक है? तो वो ये सब टैंजिबल, ये इंटैंजिबल वैल्यू हो गई, ठीक है? इंटैंजिबल वैल्यू वो होती है जो कि आप पैसों के साथ तोल नहीं सकते, ठीक है? इट्स हाउ यू फील, योर एक्सपीरियंस एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. टैंजिबल ये होगा कि मतलब उसके फीचर्स कैसे हैं, उसकी प्राइसिंग कैसी है, ठीक है? वो चीजें जो कि आपको एक्चुअल में हिट करेंगी, ठीक है? बिकॉज यू कैन टच, फील एंड इमोट टू, नॉट इमोट तो पीपल यूजुअली डू टू इंटैंजिबल थिंग्स, ठीक है? सो यू कैन टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट इफ यू वांट, ठीक है? बिकॉज आई हैव ट्राइड टू एक्सप्लेन ऑल ऑफ द हाईलाइटेड कीवर्ड्स फॉर योर रेफरेंस. अब आप इसको अगर सैमसंग के मोबाइल फोन के हिसाब से इक्वेट करेंगे, ठीक है? सो जो भी चीज आप टच या फील कर सकते हैं, दोज आर टैंजिबल इन नेचर, ठीक है? एप्पल का लोगो यू कैन सी engraved on the phone or on the iPad or on the iPad mini or anything of that sort. उसका नेम आपको पता है बिकॉज उसकी पैकेजिंग आती है, ठीक है? उस पर लिखा होता है एप्पल. इंटैंजिबल वाली वो चीजें होती है जो कि आप इमोट्स जिसको कर सकते हैं, या you can you react to it, but then that is something that you can't touch and feel. It's not there in the air, it's how you feel, right? Value is obviously, आपने फोन खरीदा तो उससे आपको क्या फायदा हुआ, ठीक है, काम जल्दी हो रहे हैं, ज्यादा स्टोरेज है, बट स्टोरेज तो एक टैंजिबल वैल्यू हो गई, टैंजिबल एसेट हो गया. वैल्यू वो होगी कि I can maybe watch or record or download more videos. So for me it's like very convenient कि सारा information एक ही जगह पर है, ठीक है. Promise is obviously, ये तो given है कि मतलब when you are best friends with somebody you promise that you will be there through thick and thin, ठीक है. वैसे एक brand आपके जरूरत के टाइम पर आपका साथ निभाए, या आप as a personal brand you are able to give value to the company that you work for through your network, through the work that you do, और आपका ओवरऑल पर्सोना कैसा है, ठीक है. अगर बहुत सारे लोग जो सीनियर लोग होते हैं जब वो कंपनीज मूव करते हैं तो उनकी न्यूज आती है एफैक्स में या सर्च इंजन लैंड पे कि so and so has joined as head of SEO, so and so has joined as chief marketing officer at Infosys or something of that sort. वो क्यों आती है? बिकॉज उनका वो नेटवर्क है कि उनका मूवमेंट हो रहा है तो उसका भी हाईलाइट आ रहा है, ठीक है. या तो वो कंपनी खुद करवाती है या उनका खुद से ही हो रहता है, ठीक है. ब्रांड मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बता दिया, जो हार्ट एक पूरा बना था, ठीक है. तो आई हैव ट्राइड टू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज अ ब्रांड, ठीक है. नाउ this is going to be very important, ठीक है, because now we are going to talk about the actual specific जो आपको करना है ये सेशन खत्म होने के बाद, ठीक है. आज मतलब अगर आप कल करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली फिर आप कभी नहीं करोगे, तो बेटर है कि आज ही कर लो, ठीक है. लेट्स डू वन थिंग. आई थिंक बिफोर वी स्टार्ट ऑफ, बिकॉज पर्सनल ब्रांड में थोड़ा कम टाइम का ब्रेक हम ले सकते हैं. तो हाउ मेनी पीपल, लाइक जस्ट बाय अ शो ऑफ हैंड्स, कैन लेट मी नो दैट दे आर present on Instagram? Just raise your hand. Okay, so now मतलब वैसे तो I rarely do that, but I would want you to on your phone open this link and let me know what do you think my personal brand on Instagram is like. I am giving my handle, it's a public profile. I'm giving my handle to let you dissect it. Take 15 seconds. I have pinged it in the group. Oh, I think I sent it to just one person. Wait. So I am active on Instagram, but I want you to take 15 seconds of your time and dissect and let me know what my ID or personal brand is on Instagram all about. आपको क्या दिख रहा है मतलब Instagram पे? That is one, Manoj. Can somebody unmute Dater? अरे ये कॉलेज का प्रोफाइल है.
यस सर.
कमल वाधवा जी, आई थिंक आप तो मेरे को मार पड़वाओगे. So I'm very impressed. some कुछ लोगों ने तो बहुत अच्छी अच्छी चीजें लिखी हैं, ठीक है. So ठीक है. So I think there is one thing that is can anybody unmute? Can Sumit unmute himself?
यस सर.
हाँ सुमित, गोल्ड जिम का ब्रांड एम्बेसडर दिख रहा हूँ मैं आपको उस पे.
हाँ सर, क्योंकि अपने गोल्ड जिम को मेंशन किया है.
वो होगा ना, बिकॉज मैं वो वर्कआउट करता हूँ तो आई एम नॉट प्रमोटिंग देम. It's not. I have not asked people to follow. I've asked them to dissect my profile. It's as
It
simple
looks
as that.
like that.
No, no.
Okay.
If I am making my LinkedIn and Instagram available to everybody, it's because of this reason, that they can see and work and use that as an example. अच्छी बात है.
Okay.
If you you feel like following, then that's even better. But
Okay.
the reason now check, now do one thing, check LinkedIn and then tell me what is the personal brand. अब आपके सारे आंसर्स चेंज हो जाएंगे. Check LinkedIn and let me know what is your observation about it. जो लोग भी LinkedIn पे हैं वही लोग देख पाएंगे वैसे तो. So the reason why I'm telling you to view both the handles is because when you appear for a job, your hiring managers and your recruiters are 9 out of 10 times going to check your digital profiles before they roll you out an offer. So it's very important कि आपका प्रोफेशन वाइज वट एवर योर एक्सपर्टीज इज, यू टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. अगर आप कंटेंट क्रिएशन में है तो आपका इंस्टाग्राम क्लोज नहीं रह सकता, वो पब्लिक प्रोफाइल ही होगा. ठीक है, या आप मार्केटिंग में या आप कुछ एडिशनल काम कर रहे हैं, सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आपकी विजिबिलिटी क्रिएट होनी जरूरी है. You can be a private account also on Instagram. That's completely your call, right? But your LinkedIn needs to be an open account. Obviously, by default, LinkedIn का account open ही रहता है. You need to be active. So Kamal ji has mentioned that I'm talking about brands and growth marketing, something that I'm already working in. So
Yes,
Priya
more
has
like
mentioned
a
about,
public speaker and a growth motivator.
absolutely. So those are like all the things that I would want people to associate with me on a professional platform, right? Sandeep ji has mentioned about brand building. Again, that is something that I'm doing. Content creation, Priya has mentioned that again something that I'm doing, right? So you would not find anything related to आपके पहले के answers थे fitness, uh, gold gym and all of that. So what this will do is that जो लोग कल सेशन में आए थे, they already are aware about this. You have to showcase a personality during an interview, right? So this is primarily the reason why you need to give them an additional. पहली बात तो you need to have something to talk about in the interview, right? So maybe if you have a hobby, if you have a passion, you can talk about it. ठीक है, कॉन्वर्सेशन करना बहुत जरूरी है इंटरव्यूज में, दैट्स व्हाई इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, दूसरा आपकी पोजीशनिंग क्रिएट होती है. People who are following your LinkedIn, they would obviously want to try and find out where you are on Instagram or on some other platform. ठीक है, it builds your credibility, like more and more people get to know about you, right? Now I'm going to talk about why this is important and how you can do that. Okay, can you see my screen now? Give me a moment, I'll just charge my laptop. Okay, can you see my screen? Just say yes. Oh, just unmute yourself because I can't see that screen now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your brand? ठीक है, आप में से कोई एक अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए so that you know we can have a more of a conversation around this, because this is something that आपके cohort या आपके क्लास में से कोई बोलेगा तो it would be better.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Your name,
Yeah,
please?
my name is Prasenjit.
Prasenjit.
Yes. So I am working. My domain of work is into the staffing. I mean, US staffing industry. I am
Okay.
working as a delivery head in one of the US staffing companies. So now here, the main purpose of my I can share my LinkedIn URL as well. So
Sure.
basically, and I'm my question is like, is it necessary that I should also be present on Instagram? And
No.
because you know, I don't basically my kind of work at the work front, I don't need it. If
Yeah,
you
you can just have like a private account. So as I had mentioned, so for me, who's into marketing, who's into multiple other domains, it's important because that's like if I'm talking to the student community or people who are working professionals, early stage or mid stage, they are the kind of people who are also on Instagram. But somebody like me might not go on Snapchat, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for you, your role is on the staffing side, and that too for the western side of the hemisphere,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, yeah. So this is my LinkedIn URL. So basically, I wanted to
I'll
you.
just check.
I mean, if you can just spare 2 minutes and visit that.
Sure, just give me a moment. I have just stopped presenting my screen. Give me a minute. Prasanjeet.
Yeah, and so there's a. I mean, I go by the name Pat while talking to US citizens because they make a real big mess of my real name if I tell them.
Hmm.
So so and here so is there any other way that you know I try to showcase the current openings and you know what kind of interest in related to recruitment or the new trends in recruitment that are happening. So those things mostly I try to showcase and so apart from this, do you think there is any other way I can I mean, improve
Sure.
this thing? And if you see, I have put the banner as my, I mean, my company, the current company that I am
Yes.
working at.
Yes. Yes.
So
So I think since you talk about recruitment and hiring and obviously resumes, I think that's also one of the hashtags that you
yes,
have mentioned. So
yes,
maybe
yes.
you can create content around what type of resumes get rejected, or some things that people should look for while applying for a job in Northern America, right? Uh,
Okay, okay.
what
Mhm,
are some things that a recruiter won't tell you? Maybe like a Mythbuster series. So maybe you'll
mhm.
get like a lot of content to work with on that level, right? So
Okay,
it's required also because you have to create that kind of visibility. And obviously, if you're talking to the student community or to the working professional community, being on Instagram will also help. But that's secondary. If you're not interested, if you don't intend to do that, then obviously
no, no, it's
that's
not
not.
like I don't intend to, but I have, I mean, I have still not, I don't have not started that. So I don't know, I mean, how much impact can I
Maybe you can give it a try.
get?
Maybe you can like shoot a small reel and then upload. Maybe if you intend to do it, no
Okay.
harm in trying. No harm in
Oh,
trying.
okay, okay. But otherwise, it's, I mean, these are the things that yeah, I mean, thank you for your valuable inputs. So
No
I
worries.
just wanted to know that what additional things that I can portray on my profile on LinkedIn.
You
So
should definitely post opportunities because you are in that space. You should talk about resumes. You should talk about what's the difference between a CV and a resume, and maybe try to
yeah.
get people who are in this space to collaborate with you. So that would
Mhm.
be really beneficial because you can increase your network by multifolds, right? So I
Ah,
think we can take your example here for the slide. Would you be willing to make to have your profile be being used as a
yeah, that's
example?
fine. That's fine. No
Sure.
problem.
So now, everyone, Prasanjeet has mentioned that he's on the global or maybe on the staffing side. So people who
Yeah,
recruit people, right?
USIT stuffing. Yeah. It's
Yes,
very,
yes, USIT. So he basically hires for IT roles for USA, right? For the USA market. So he
yes.
wants people to. So let's pick these four questions and then answer it one by one. Prasenjit, if you can volunteer and answer the questions, I think. So how would you like to be known as, right? So you want to be known as somebody who's a thought leader in the staffing space for the US market, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely then. So how would you like to be remembered? Somebody who brought a positive change in somebody's life. Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
the
and so say I mean when I am offering someone a particular position and when I basically once a candidate is when I am able to place a candidate at a on a particular position, it's like creating a change, positive change in his life and positive impact in his life, and especially when the markets are not very good at that time, you know, sometimes it really feels good once after doing that. So
hmm,
pos-
absolutely. Then obviously what differentiates you, or what is your USP? Like, why should somebody follow you on LinkedIn?
USP, I would say that the trust factor, because there are thousands and actually more thousands of recruiters calling all from all across
Yes. And
different
they might not be
companies.
authentic also.
Yeah, they might not be
There are a lot of job
authentic.
scams as well.
And when you speak with a particular candidate in the US, and then when you try to explain them, so first how I put make my calls is I first just give a brief introduction about myself, and then uh, portray AIT. I mean, why should people
Hmm.
trust a representative of AIT?
It's very similar to what I think Sapna had also mentioned previously,
Yeah,
why she chose Samsung, because trust was there.
yeah,
Brand is all about trust. Somebody will give you a good role because you are known, reliable, and that you're trustworthy, right?
yeah,
And how do you cater to your audience? By building content around it, by sharing opportunities, and by sharing stories around it, right? So I
yeah,
think with respect to Prasanjit, I think we've been able to cover what are the things that you need to look at. आपको क्या क्या चीजें देखनी होती हैं. वैसे तो इसमें बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे फैक्टर्स और भी हैं, बट ये चार मेन चीजें आपके दिमाग में पहले क्लियर होनी चाहिए व्हेन यू गो अबाउट बिल्डिंग अ ब्रांड ऑनलाइन, राइट? नाउ आई थिंक पोजिशनिंग, ये हमने कल भी बात करी थी कि आपका क्या पोजिशनिंग है इंडस्ट्री में व्हेन यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ जॉब in somebody's head and heart, when they roll out or when they consider or shortlist you for a role, or when they even approach you with an inbound inquiry, right? तो आप किन किन लोगों के साथ compete कर रहे हैं जिसके अंदर आपको पोजीशन क्रिएट करनी है. So for me it's the entire pool of IIM graduates, then there's a smaller pool for MBA graduates, then obviously people who moved from engineering and then took up management, right? Depending upon the type of role. So I so ये एक next step है. Once you are able to identify कि these are the four things that I intend to build through my personal brand, एक बहुत clear statement please आप लिखिए. और ये आइटरेटिव होता है इन नेचर. आपका अगर आप अर्ली स्टेज प्रोफेशनल है तो आपका स्टेटमेंट अलग होगा. आपका अगर मिड स्टेज है या आप सीनियर लीडरशिप रोल पे, तो ये स्टेटमेंट मॉडिफाई होता है, ठीक है? सो आई एम नॉट जस्ट एन आई एम ग्रेजुएट, आई एम अ थॉट लीडर इन द मार्केटिंग डोमेन. तो ये मेरा स्टेटमेंट होगा. आई एम गिविंग यू हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल हियर, ठीक है? Similarly, find out what your statement is. Prasanjit, what would your statement be if you had to fill in your positioning statement?
uh, I I I would say that I just don't offer jobs. Uh, I offer a career prospect. That's how I want to, or, or a career, yeah, career opportunity. That's how I would like to
So,
portray myself.
so maybe what your statement would be, I'm not just a recruiter, I'm a harbinger, or a harbinger of positive change in your career,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
right? So that's exactly what your positioning statement would be like, because
Exactly.
आपने ऑलरेडी इसमें ट्रस्ट, रिलायबल और वर्थ अपना एस्टैब्लिश कर लिया, राइट? सो
Yes.
आई थिंक दैट सर्व्स द पर्पस. आई थिंक व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, तो अभी तक आपको ये क्लियर होगा कि आपको क्या बिल्ड करना है, आपको क्या क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट चाहिए व्हेन यू आर बिल्डिंग इट थ्रू योर पोजीशनिंग स्टेटमेंट. आप किसके लिए बिल्ड करना है ब्रांड, ठीक है? आप किसको इन्फ्लुएंस करना चाह रहे हैं. सो फॉर प्रसन्नजीत इट वुड बी पीपल हु आर लुकिंग फॉर दोस जॉब्स, ठीक है? सो दैट्स द डिमांड साइड, सॉरी द सप्लाई साइड. उनका डिमांड साइड होगा वो लोग कंपनीज में जो बैठे हुए हैं हु आर गिविंग हिम दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू हायर पीपल,
Yeah.
राइट? सो ही हैज टू केटर टू बोथ द साइड्स ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रम, ठीक है? मतलब जो रिक्रूटिंग कर रहे हैं कंपनी में बैठ के, उनके थ्रू उन्होंने आउटसोर्स किया है, और वो जो जो लोग यूएस जाकर आईटी करियर अपना बनाना चाहते हैं, आईटी में करियर बनाना चाहते हैं, ठीक है? सो अगेन योर स्टेटमेंट, आई एम नॉट जस्ट अ रिक्रूटर, I am a harbinger of positive change in your career, right? So
Yes.
that is again going to be a statement, because आपका positioning कभी भी अलग नहीं हो सकता. अगर आपने वो positioning, जैसे if I am a brand marketing leader, I will continue to be in this space for a longer period of time. It can get evolved to a business leader, because that's how my role is evolving into. But it has to be somebody who is in the industry and wants to aspire or is continuing to work in the leadership kind of roles, right? Then personal brand.
Hello,
Actually,
hello, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir, Ashna this side, sir. Could you please adjust your laptop screen? We could just see your.
oh
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay. Yeah, now it's good.
Okay, thank you. Karan, I think your example is right. Pramod, your example is right. Kamal, your example is right. Okay, I think I am really happy to see that people have already started utilizing and visualizing themselves. Uh, ठीक है. So next up is personal brand. जब कल हम लोगों ने डिस्कशन करा था about not lying during the interview, being authentic. This is precisely the reason. Be who you are, right? Because आपको इंडस्ट्री में लोग पहचान लेंगे if you're lying. People would not like to get associated with you if you're somebody who's a shady character or sham. मतलब आप कभी भी किसी ऐसे इंसान के साथ दोस्ती नहीं करेंगे जो कि झूठ बोलते हो या बातें छुपाएं या बेईमानी करें, राइट? अनटिल अनलेस ऑब्वियसली आप उस तरह के हैं, but most people don't want to be friends with people who are liars, right? This is precisely the reason, because you don't want to get into trouble. ठीक है? So whatever you are, just showcase yourself out there. ठीक है? uh, how do you go about building your authentic self on LinkedIn, or yeah, while you're building a brand? क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट, जो कि हमने अभी तक देखा है कि आपको पर्सनल ब्रांड बनने के लिए क्या चीजें लगती हैं, क्या स्टेटमेंट आपके दिमाग में क्लियर होना चाहिए व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड दैट पर्सनल ब्रांड, और आप किनको केटर करेंगे, ठीक है? ये हमने क्लैरिटी डिस्कस कर लिया है. कंटेंट मतलब, अगर आपको, जैसे अभी प्रसन्नजीत ने भी एग्जांपल दिया, मैंने उनको बताया कि आप इस तरह का कंटेंट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? ये कंटेंट कुछ भी हो सकता है. यू कैन बी आंसरिंग क्वेश्चंस ऑन कोरा एंड बीइंग अ मेंटोर टू स्टूडेंट्स. You can be a blogger on medium.com, and writing stories. You can be somebody who's a coder on GitHub and solving industry problems. You can be somebody who's a designer on Behance and putting out your design का portfolio. आपके अपने क्या creatives बनाए हैं, क्या आप videos पे काम कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? You can be a YouTuber and put out content on YouTube, and Instagrammer and put out content on Instagram. You can be somebody who's a working professional and creating his own set of followership or her own set of followership on LinkedIn. कंटेंट कुछ भी हो सकता है, ये नहीं कि मैंने पोस्ट ही लिखना है या मेरे को वीडियो ही बनानी है, कुछ भी हो सकता है कंटेंट, ठीक है? कंसिस्टेंसी, बहुत सारे लोग पहले स्टार्ट तो कर लेते हैं कि हाँ ठीक है, वी विल स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट. अच्छा, लेट्स आस्क अ क्वेश्चन हियर. आप में से कितने लोग लिंक्डइन पे कंटेंट बना रहे हैं? डू नॉट रेज योर हैंड, डू नॉट रेज योर हैंड, राइट इट इन द टेक्स्ट बॉक्स. Don't raise your hand, just write yes. Only those who are creating content need to write that. Jackson, sure. Consistency is, मैंने वो एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए ये वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा अभी. So, okay, majority of the people or most of the people are actually not being consistent, or they're not creating content, right? Can we have Madhu unmute herself because she has tried to answer the question only? Madhu, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello. Yes, sir. Hi, good
Hi,
afternoon.
hi. So I just wanted to. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So आपको क्या ऑब्स्टिकल्स आए when you were trying to create content? आप consistently क्यों नहीं रह पाए इसमें?
Sir, actually, writing is something that is I am passionate about, but um, recently I got married and for household stuff and everything was
Okay,
सब में थोड़ा सा
got it.
busy हो गया and फिर work and then study तो and plus sir पता नहीं थोड़ा सा भी reading का भी क्योंकि because for being a writer you first need to be a reader, listener और reader, तो वो
Spot on.
थोड़ा सा अभी थोड़ा सा lacking हो रहा है मेरे साथ, concentration power थोड़ा lack हो रहा है, so that's why.
I think it happens with most people. Like, once you move a life stage, like you get married or you have kids or you have a business or you start with a new job, people usually miss out on creating content. So that's understandable. So that's
Yes,
really nice, Pawan, that you have a community of people around you. Uh, I think coming back to Madhu's situation, I think she has not been able to create content because of XYZ reasons. सो कंसिस्टेंसी जो एक कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये थोड़े एक्सेप्शंस हो रहे हैं लाइफ में, तो इनको हटाकर इफ यू आर एबल टू शो अप एवरी डे, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले ही बताई थी बात, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. सो से फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर विजिबल and you are able to create conversations around it. ठीक है, I think it would be great because लोगों को आपका thought process, आपका working, what are you up to, they will get to know that. ठीक है, and आपकी कम्युनिटी है, फॉलोअर्स, उनको भी कुछ ना कुछ करने के लिए मिलेगा या देखने के लिए मिलेगा.
yes sir, I totally agree with you because when I was so active on LinkedIn plus Instagram, so people used to come and ask me regarding writings or my usually my blogs or quotes, वो काफी मतलब encouraged होते थे and people get too inspired by me kind of like I also मतलब I am also someone who is learning, obviously learning never stops, but there were times when I feel low and जब लोग आके कहते थे that yeah I learned this from you, so it kind of boosted me up and I used to write more, so
Yes.
that is very true of you. Yeah, yes sir.
Yeah, that's always going to be the case. Maybe in due time you will be able to resume that rigor. But I think try to at least आप आधा घंटा रोज का निकालेंगे तो I think it would still be something that you can work on. Uh,
Sure sir.
ठीक है, so that's there. I think Pawan has shared a community link for Telegram. I think it's for software related roles. People can join in. I think definitely, I think is making a good impact there. I think Sumit, somebody had questioned that they were not clear with consistency. I think now, Jackson, are you now clear with respect to what consistency is? Is he there on the call? Jackson. Okay, I think if you are, just ping in the group. Okay, so it's clear to him. Right. So now let's come back to the point. I think this portion is already completed. Right. Now let's move to the next one. So when you build a personal brand, कुछ चीजें आपको बिल्कुल क्लियर रखनी चाहिए, ठीक है, जिससे कि लोग आप पे बिलीव कर पाए आपको, ठीक है, या बिलीव दिखा सके, ठीक है. It's going to be something around the three E's. मैंने कॉइन करे हैं ये, तो आपको कहीं मिलेंगे नहीं है, ठीक है. तो इट्स अबाउट योर एजुकेशन, एक्सपीरियंस एंड एंडोर्समेंट. यही तीन चीजें आपके लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल पर भी होती हैं, ठीक है. इट्स वेरी सिंपल टू एक्सप्लेन बिकॉज एजुकेशन, एक्सपीरियंस, एंडोर्समेंट्स. पहले आपने पढ़ाई करी, फिर आपने काम करा, और उसके बाद किन लोगों के साथ काम करा, ठीक है, ये आपने कैसा काम किया. तो एंडोर्समेंट वही होता है कि आपके पिछले कोई मैनेजर आके आपको ऐसे थम्स अप दे दें और बोल दें कि हाँ आई एम रिकमेंडिंग यू, बिकॉज ये चीजें लोग देखते हैं. एजुकेशन ऑब्वियसली आपने कहाँ से पढ़ाई करी है. इफ इट्स अ प्रोमिनेंट कॉलेज लाइक एन IIT और एन IIM, डेफिनेटली यू गेट सम एज. बट आपका एक्सपीरियंस, अगर आप वहां से नहीं है, तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस उसको कॉम्पेंसेट कर देता है. बिकॉज आप कहाँ से आए हैं वो आपकी पहली जॉब में मैटर करता है. बाद में आपने क्या काम करा है और किस कंपनी में काम करा है वो मैटर करेगा. ठीक है, और किस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम करा है, किस तरह के लोगों के साथ काम करा है, कितना इम्पैक्ट जनरेट करा है, उसके ऊपर आपके आगे सक्सेसिव हायरिंग पैटर्न होते हैं. ठीक है. जब भी आप जैसे जैसे आपको ऑलरेडी कवर कर दिया है, बट आई विल जस्ट अगेन समराइज दैट रूल ऑफ कॉन्ग्रुएंस. अगर आप लिंक्डइन पर हैं तो आप में से कितने लोगों ने मेरा लिंक्डइन डाइसेक्ट किया और उन्होंने बताया कि ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट ग्रोथ, ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट मार्केटिंग, ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट ब्रांड बिल्डिंग, ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट हिज वर्कशॉप्स. तो मैंने एक थीम बिल्ड की हुई है कि आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट मे बी informational in nature about certain things. ठीक है. एंड ऑब्वियसली अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ मोटिवेशन, बिकॉज मैं जिस चीज से इंस्पायर होता हूँ वो मैं चाहूंगा कि मेरी ऑडियंस भी देखे. Instagram पे you talked about fitness, Gold's Gym brand ambassador. You were talking about things which were may or may not have been in sync with the overall perspective, but majority of the people said he's creating content, so he's a content creator. So there was a integration there कि हाँ, this person का profile is a content creator का profile, but the type of content has a different flavor. It's the same person but it's showcasing something different. Congruence ये था कि मेरा LinkedIn consistent था, मेरा Instagram consistent था. I give parallel updates on both the handles during using my stories or maybe highlights, but then the content slightly differs. ठीक है. So this is exactly what I'm going to talk about now. So say for example मैंने 5 LinkedIn के post लिए और Prasanjit ji, I think the center one could be something that you can utilize. Top 5 tips to become an effective job seeker. Right? So maybe you can pick that up. As you
Yes.
can see, मेरे content में variation है. I'm talking about a workshop. I'm talking about maybe something for a job seeker. Or maybe I'm sharing a brand story of Warner Brothers. I'm talking about industry insights and trends, and I'm also talking about something which had happened with me in the professional side of things. Not a very pleasant experience, but I wanted to share about it. Right? So I still did that anyways. Instagram पे again कुछ चीजें maybe I'm giving updates, but it might also have a photo with my best friend there, because Instagram is slightly is less formal as compared to your LinkedIn. Your YouTube, your Behance profile, your GitHub profile, anything, Quora, Medium, ये सब चीजें वेरी करेंगी कि आप किस चीज के लिए स्टैंड करते हो और आपका क्या जॉनर है या किस तरह के जॉनर में आप कंटेंट बनाते हो. ठीक है. ये इसलिए जरूरी है बिकॉज आपके पर्सनल ब्रांड की कंसिस्टेंसी मेंटेन रहे. ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप फाइनेंस में जॉब कर रहे हैं बट बात एचआर की कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. इट्स दीज आर टू डिफरेंट वर्ड्स. लेट्स नॉट ट्राई टू कंफ्यूज द ऑडियंस की कोई बंदा कल को जॉब करे दे और सोचे कि अरे तो फाइनेंस की तो सीए है, ये क्यों टेक के बारे में बात कर रहा है. हाँ, हो सकता है कर रहा हो बिकॉज उसने ऑटोमेशन लेकर आया हो, बट एक लिमिट तक की बात करेंगे ना. यू कांट बी अ टेक लीडर इफ यू आर अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. दीज आर टू डिफरेंट प्रोफाइल्स. ठीक है. ये कुछ चीजें हैं. मे बी यू कैन, आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु आर देयर ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, दे ऑलरेडी नो द हैक्स ऑफ हाउ दिस वर्क्स. ठीक है. Similarly for LinkedIn also, these are very clear hacks which people are already aware of. ठीक है. कि क्लीन फोटो ये सेम चीज रहती है सबके अंदर. ये इसलिए बिकॉज दिस इज अ हाइजीन चेक व्हेन यू स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग अ पर्सनल ब्रांड. ठीक है. कि एटलीस्ट आपके प्रोफाइल प्रेजेंटेबल हो, ऑप्टिमाइज्ड हो. ठीक है. कि जब कोई सर्च करे मार्केटिंग हेड तो आपका नाम शो हो. ठीक है. आपने अपना बायो वैसे फिल किया हो, your titles are like that, your images are clean and clear, you're highlighting. जो ये नीचे का पोर्शन होता है फीचर्ड वाला, वो ये इंस्टाग्राम का हाईलाइट्स वाला फीचर होता है. सेम चीज है. हो सकता है कोई ऐसी चीज है जो आप अलग से दिखाना चाह रहे हैं कि हाँ, आई हैव डन दिस और आई वाज फीचर्ड हियर और आई हैव डन दिस डॉश टॉक और बीन ऑन टेडx. देयर आर सम थिंग्स. या मेरा ये वाला पोस्ट वायरल हो गया और या लिंक्डइन ने मुझे फीचर कर दिया. सो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट दैट. ठीक है. अपॉर्चुनिटीज, आई थिंक अगेन आपको पर्सनल ब्रांड क्यों बिल्ड करना है. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन दैट, बट लेट्स हैव अ क्वेश्चन हियर. किसी को पर्सनल ब्रांड क्यों बिल्ड करना चाहिए. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड दैट एट लेंथ yesterday and today.
That uh, showcases your trustworthiness and your effective market
Why?
value. Yeah,
Why?
and
Why do you
because
want to showcase yourself as somebody who's trustworthy? आपको उससे रिजल्ट क्या मिलेगा?
people would the more people would trust in you, the um, more open they would to offer you certain opportunities, and maybe you know uh,
True,
that's one thing. The second
true.
thing is they would be uh, there you would be able to increase your network multifold, and
Sure,
through networking you can get hold of maybe additional avenues of increasing your income, I mean financially as well. That's
absolutely
another
right.
thing. And
So,
yeah, so overall it increases your online I mean value
तो
that
आपने अभी जो भी बोला वो सब यहाँ है,
yes,
right?
yes,
So this
visibility.
is the so this
Hmm.
is the difference between uh, having a conducting a session and having a session.
Hmm.
So you have already given the answers before I could even present the screen, right? Because we've already discussed about it at length. So this
Yes.
is summary of that. Obviously, monetary or non-monetary aspect के अंदर opportunities attract करने के लिए you need a powerful personal brand,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Right? Monetary job collaboration से जो आपको पैसे आएंगे, brand collaborations आप करेंगे, लोग और non-monetary network जो आपका build होगा, ठीक है? किस तरीके के लोग आपके साथ जुड़ेंगे, आपका मतलब obviously वो network का ही part है, but the quality of that network also comes into the picture, right? जो कि हो सकता है आज नहीं तो कल आपको definitely कहीं ना कहीं assist करेंगे. You never know whom you will cross paths with,
Yeah,
right?
and even I mean what I keep telling my team mates as well, and my that even if say for example tomorrow we are not in the same company, or we are not associate in the same
Yeah,
organization, but we should be connected. And I mean I keep telling them that never burn bridges, because you never know at some point of time who might be of use to you, and who might come
absolutely,
to your help. So
absolutely.
that's what I keep telling all of them: never burn bridges.
I think Vrinda, Sony, uh, sorry I can't like pronounce his name, मतलब दिल्ली बाबू तो मेरे को नहीं लगता कि ये actual में नाम है उनका. Karan and Kamal, I think have already answered, and I think you have also covered this portion. Let me take you to the last section now before we open this for question and answer. Uh, this is the last part. So basically, a booster shot for your LinkedIn and Instagram, right? What are some things, or obviously ways through which you can try to bring in that kind of a credibility? ठीक है. Uh, कोई भी आप लोग कुछ अनम्यूट करके बस ये बताइए किस तरह के आप मूवीज या किस तरह की आप स्टोरीज देखना पसंद करते हैं या पढ़ना पसंद करते हैं.
Comedy.
ओके, the name of the
Sci-fi movies.
which one? Batman. Which type of movies or stories do you like?
Action and horror.
ठीक है, तो
But
कोई भी आप स्टोरी पिक कर लीजिए, से फॉर एग्जांपल लक्ष्य, और मे बी
Something that is related to real life.
yeah. So it's primarily how an individual life moves around, right? So you start on a journey, you face certain challenges, उन challenges से फिर आप उभरते हैं. वो किस तरीके से उभरते हैं, वो हॉरर के थ्रू है या कॉमेडी, वो तो जॉनर हो गया, ठीक है. बट कोई भी आप मूवी पिक कर लीजिए, एनिमेशन के अंदर कुंग फू पांडा, और मे बी लक्ष्य, और मे बी दिल चाहता है, anything of that matter. It can showcase the journey of one person or maybe two or three friends, or anything of that sort. What are the challenges that they face and how they overcome that by meeting maybe a situation or a teacher or a guru, and how they overcome that, right? Cinderella के अंदर भी यही है, she finds a fairy godmother, then she faces challenge with her stepmother and sisters, and then she finds that Prince Charming after facing all of those challenges. Again, the hero's journey, right? So life in general, and जो हमारा brain की wiring होती है, because ours is, and we have 3 sections of the brain. ठीक है, जो भी psychology में interested है, they should definitely read about this. The older brain is all about your survival instincts. Then the other 2 sections, one is about logic, the other is about emotion, right? The emotion is what builds and brings communities and societies together. ठीक है, उसी से ही आपका रिएक्शन क्रिएट होता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हेन यू रीड अ स्टोरी. तो उसमें यूजुअली पुरानी फेरी टेल्स के अंदर लिखते थे वंस अपॉन अ टाइम. So this is a story hack. They want you to move to a parallel dimension and then start from scratch, right? They want to take you to a utopian side of the society. Okay, that's the reason why they make use of once upon a time, or they used to write in a certain manner. क्योंकि storytelling framework humans के mind में इतना deeply wired है कि आप कोई भी साउथ कंटेंट देख लो, मराठी कंटेंट देख लो, पंजाबी कंटेंट देख लो, इट्स गोइंग टू फॉलो द सेम पाथ. ठीक है, you can check Bhalal Dev, you can check XYZ villain, hero, whatever. They will be following in the hero's journey, right? आपके कंटेंट का एजेंडा शुड आल्सो बी दैट इट शुड ट्राई टू फॉल इन दिस ओनली. कोई स्टूडेंट या कोई जॉब सर्चर जॉब ढूंढ रहा है, उसको बहुत परेशानी हो रही है, बट देन दे फाइंड अ रिक्रूटर एंड और दे जॉइन लिंक्डइन and they are able to find a solution to that problem, and then they are able to get into a good better job. Again, the hero's journey, right? Whatever you feel, try to read more about the storytelling framework, because इससे आपको पता लगेगा कि हाँ, लोग मोटिवेशनल कंटेंट क्यों इतना पढ़ते हैं, मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस इतना क्यों देखते हैं, why do they follow गौर गोपाल दास जी, or why do they want to follow संदीप महेश्वरी or maybe ओयो का फाउंडर, बिकॉज इनकी लाइफ में चैलेंजेस थे, स्ट्रगल्स थी, ऑब्स्टिकल्स थे, बट देन दे इमर्ज फ्रॉम इट, राइट? I've given you more than enough to read today, ठीक है? So utilize that. और मैंने साथ में एग्जाम्पल भी बताया दैट जब लोग आपका कंटेंट पढ़ेंगे या देखेंगे, जब अपना पर्सनल ब्रांड एस्टैब्लिश करेंगे और वो आपसे कनेक्टेड होंगे, there will be one hormone which will always get released, right? Which will build trust and empathy, and that is oxytocin, right? So I've tried to bridge your personal brand with consumer psychology and neuroscience and content, and talking about everything that you can try and cover in that framework, right? I think what we can do now is, obviously जिन्होंने मेरे को follow कर लिया है, good for them. जिन्होंने नहीं किया है, I think they can always send out their queries to me. We still have 10 minutes to start with the questions, so that at least we can wrap up on time today. Guys, you can turn on your cameras if you want, or just put your questions here with respect to anything between today or yesterday's sessions, and हम लोग उसको एक एक करके पिक कर लेंगे.
सर, मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ कि डिजिटल मार्केटिंग पर्सन को आईटी में कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, आईटी सेक्टर?
Okay, Ashna.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yes, so I have received a query from one of the participants. I think unka service profession ऐसा है that he does not want to reveal himself, but I've shared my mobile number. So I will ping you the name separately so that you can ensure that the connection is established.
Okay, sir.
Got it. So I won't reveal the name, but मैं आपको अलग से बता दूंगा.
ठीक है.
Are you here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I am just going to ping you his name.
Okay, I got it.
For everybody else, I think Dev Datta has question, how can we relate brand and monopoly? So I think कोई भी monopoly का brand ले लीजिए, मतलब say for example Reliance. So loosely related to monopoly, but you can still mention कि उनका ब्रांड का इतना पावर है कि लोगों ने जियो सिनेमा कितना जल्दी सब्सक्राइब कर लिया, पहले फ्री था, बाद में फिर लोगों ने सब्सक्राइब भी किया, राइट। उसके बाद जियो जब उन्होंने फोन का पूरा एस्टैब्लिश करा था तो ब्रांड की वो वैल्यू थी, वो पावर थी, तभी तो लोगों ने बोला कि हाँ नहीं अंबानी का है तो वी शुड डू दैट, फ्री है। उन्होंने वही वाला मॉडल बनाया हुआ है अपना, एंड उनका सारी सीनियर लीडरशिप टीम का काफी अच्छा पीआर है। तो आपको सब टाइम उनके बारे में कुछ ना कुछ पढ़ने को मिलता ही है, तो वो कंसिस्टेंसी उन्होंने मेंटेन की हुई है। उनका भी बहुत सारा अखबार में न्यूज में आता रहता है कि ये हुआ, इन्होंने यहाँ डोनेट करा, ओडिशा में ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट हुआ, उन्होंने ये करा, उनका सीएसआर काफी स्ट्रांग है। तो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स फीड इनटू योर ब्रांडिंग, राइट? Obviously they are doing something which is good for the country to a large extent, so then definitely they are also able to get positive reinforcement. मल्टीपल चैनल्स, उनको लिंक्डइन इंस्टाग्राम के अलावा भी यूट्यूब पे बात हो रही है, आज तक पे बात हो रही है, तो the more money you put into your brand building, the better it would be, and more focused it should be, right? um Vrinda, so can you please go back to 2 or 3 slide? Want to take a screenshot of one slide? I think आपको ये recording share करेंगे. Ashna, you'll be sharing the recording, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we'll be definitely sharing the recording. So, Vrinda, do not worry about it. You will get the recordings.
You'll get the recording.
Sir, there was one question from Priya. I guess we missed out that question. Priya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Please repeat your question, dear.
How much opportunity a digital marketing person get in IT sector, and at which extent we can grow in as a marketing person in IT companies?
Okay. The first part of your question is not clear to me. Can you repeat that? Maybe I was reading somebody's question on a direct message. Please go. Please repeat your question once, Priya.
As a digital marketing person, IT sector में हमें कितनी opportunities मिल सकती है और कहाँ तक हम ग्रोथ कर सकते हैं?
You can become the chief marketing officer of Infosys also. At the end of the day, marketing के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, ठीक है? I think जिन्होंने कल सेशन अटेंड करा था, they are already aware of this. कि marketing as SEO, it has paid or also called as performance marketing. It has social media, it has media buying and planning, it has public relations, investor relations. PR और investor relations usually एक टीम हैंडल करती है, तो बट है मार्केटिंग का ही पार्ट. इवेंट्स, फिर एंटरप्राइज साइड ऑफ द मार्केटिंग, D2C साइड ऑफ द मार्केटिंग, राइट? तो ये सब चीजें, क्योंकि इन्फ्लुएंसर मार्केटिंग आई थिंक इज आल्सो देयर समबडी. अच्छा, ओके, दैट्स समथिंग एल्स. So ये सब चीजें are a part of marketing, right? So what you can do with respect to building a career in the IT side, at the IT side of the industry, is you can try to explore threads around talent marketing, right? Or you can get into enterprise marketing side of the business, and it will really help. And once you start not being the enabler and the revenue generator, you can, sky is the limit. You can get into any role that you want. You can also be the head of business. I have seen so many chief marketing officers who have become heads of businesses, or maybe founders of different companies.
और if I want to work in ad agency or mass communication मैं करना चाहती हूँ, मैं मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, तो उसमें ज्यादा मुझे प्रॉफिट है या फिर IT सेक्टर में? क्योंकि
it completely depends. If you are able to put in a lot of time, and see agencies के अंदर ना, at the initial start of your career, they don't pay really well. They actually don't pay well. You can pick any agency for that matter. I won't name because I'm working with a lot of them, so I won't name. But I have मेरे first hand conversations हुए हैं लोगों के साथ who work in agencies, and they don't really pay well in that aspect. So अगर आप IT में जाएंगे तो obviously आपको hike better मिलेगा. अगर आपको बहुत अलग अलग तरह के क्लाइंट्स का काम करना है एक ही रोल में रहते हुए, तो वो एजेंसी आपको दे सकता है, वो आपको IT नहीं दे पाएगा initially at least. So get a lot of experience from agencies and then move to a brand side. Most people follow that. Or get into media. That is even better. Get into media. You will be exposed to so many things at the get go, but हो सकता है उनका काम करने का जो पेस है और जितना वहाँ काम होता है, हो सकता है उससे आपको बर्न आउट हो. So
हाँ, शुरुआत में मेरे पास ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है जो उन्होंने कहा था कि शुरुआत में दे पे मी वेरी लेस. सो मैं एड एजेंसी थी, I'm not mentioning that company's firm's names.
Don't.
But yeah, they said yeah they pay me a very less amount. So I said मुझे सोचना होगा फिर मैं बताती हूँ क्योंकि शुरुआत में वो इतना पे नहीं करते लेकिन क्या बाद में भी वहां पे ऐसी दिक्कतें आती है कि आपने जैसा कहा कि एड एजेंसी में बाद में भी उतने ग्रोथ नहीं होगी क्या?
वहां पर थोड़ा पेस स्लो होता है, मतलब as compared to any brand that you might be getting into. So be very mindful when you take that call. Usually लोग एजेंसी के अंदर स्टार्टिंग में 2-3 साल निकालते हैं and then they try to move into on the brand side क्योंकि हाइक वहां मिलेगा, ठीक है. So get the practical learning and then move to the brand side.
ओके तो हम एज अ कंटेंट क्रिएटर और वो ब्लॉगर के जरिए भी कंटेंट क्रिएट अगर जो
You
डिजिटल
can do
मार्केटर
anything. You can
और उसके
आप
या फिर उसके लिए
freelancer भी हो
स्पेशली ब्लॉगर या टेक्निकल राइटिंग का ही कोर्स ऐसा मेंशन ऐसा कुछ होता है?
Not really.
Our intention is just content creation, right? So अगर हम डायरेक्टली उसे किसी ब्लॉग के जरिए लोगों को अट्रैक्ट कस्टमर को अट्रैक्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं
You can
तो
do
क्या
that.
so they are asking you don't have technical writing or blogger kind of education so you
ब्लॉगर
can't
का
do
कुछ नहीं, अगर आप लिंक्डइन पे कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हो तो आप ऑलरेडी ब्लॉगर हो. इससे तो ब्लॉगर क्या हो गए?
okay
इंस्टाग्राम पे आप व्लॉग्स बना रहे हो तो आप ब्लॉगर हो गए. वीडियो ब्लॉग्स बना रहे हो आप. हाउ हार्ड इज दैट? लाइक यू कैन डू इट फॉर 1 month and you'll become a blogger. That's not
thank
a
you
problem. Just be consistent and आपको जो लर्निंग मिलेगा खुद से चीजें बिल्ड करके वो किसी और चीज से नहीं मिलेगा. So try to do that. Ketan, I'm really sorry, I'll have to chuck you out of this meeting because I do not tolerate nonsense. I did not want to, but can you please ask Mr. Ketan to move out because I obviously is going to create a lot of distraction here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Host, can we do that, please? Ketan, sir, we are really, we do not appreciate this kind of things, okay? So, host, can you please remove Ketan Ghume?
I'm actually very surprised people are emoting on that comment.
Yeah, sir, I
It's a
just
little
saw
bit
that.
distasteful.
Yeah, sir, he's not there
Hi.
now. We are so sorry
Mr.
about it.
No worries, no worries. ये तो I would really request if Manoj, Yogesh can remove the reactions from this because it's an AK singer also. Kya, this is not acceptable. Mr. Manoj is mentioning that he's worked in the steel sector. I'm sorry, I'm not taking your question because you are obviously engaged with something that's really distasteful. Uh, Mr. Sumit, is it good to post content that you have worked on in the office on LinkedIn? No, please don't. कंपनी के बारे में कोई पर्सनल कोई प्राइवेट अपना पर्सनल इमोशन भी एक्सप्रेस मत करिए और डू नॉट रैंट अबाउट द कंपनी because it will be perceived in the negative manner. So don't do that. Okay.
No, like sir, actually I'm an architect, so I work on projects. I make 3D views, renders. So I was talking about those things.
Okay, so you need to still check with your HR whether you can share the project related details and the type of projects that you're working on because हो सकता है आपकी कंपनी के फाउंडर agreement में ना हो या लीडरशिप टीम agreement में ना हो. So try to avoid because full time role में है और कंटेंट क्या डालेंगे वो एक बहुत बड़ा ग्रे एरिया है. You can't write about certain absolute things कि lay off हो रहे हैं. Your HR will pull you up. Highly likely, right? आपकी कंपनी में हो रहे हैं नहीं हो रहे हैं वो बात अलग है बट आपने उस पर क्यों करा? ठीक है तो you should not be talking about race, you should not be talking about gender related discussions, you should not be talking about politics, things that you do not want other people to know about you. So try to exercise restraint. Personal brand build करना है. You don't have to expose yourself for getting trolled by the larger audience on the platform, right? तो ये हो गया and Purva has mentioned how to start journey as an Instagram influencer. I think uh, just identify your niche and start creating content around it. Trending audio आप ले लो, उसको mute कर दो कि एटलीस्ट वो जब आपका जब रील ट्रेंड होगा तो आपका खुद का ही ऑडियो सुनाई देगा, बट वो पिक हो जाता है एल्गो के थ्रू. सो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड हैक व्हेन यू हैव टू स्टार्ट टैपिंग ऑन टू ट्रेंड्स. ठीक है. एंड देन बी कंसिस्टेंट, लाइक मॉनिटर किस तरह का कंटेंट, डू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ पायलट, फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज वर्किंग, व्हाट्स नॉट वर्किंग, एंड ऑब्जर्व फॉर द फर्स्ट 3 months बिफोर यू जंप द गन कि मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है. इसी प्रमोद यही तरीका यूज करके यू विल बी एबल टू इंक्रीज फॉलोअर्स आल्सो. ठीक है. व्हाट इज ट्रेंडिंग एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. ठीक है. आई एम सॉरी आई थिंक ये काफी क्वेश्चंस हो गए हैं. Karan, maybe we can summarize as not to talk about controversial topics. Sure, you can just write it down, not to talk about uh, gender, feminism. Feminism also, what type you're going to, what shade are you going to use for writing about feminism? Politics, something which can trigger something around violence, something around injustice happening across the world. मतलब कुछ ऐसी चीज ना हो जो visually disturbing हो, so that people start reporting your profile. Try to avoid that. ठीक है. Because people are finicky. They might not, you might be okay with talking about something, but others might not be, right? So try to avoid talking about certain topics. ठीक है. Where can I get this session video? Starting part missed. भाग्यश्री मैम, मैंने इसलिए बोला था should we wait because ये वाले क्वेश्चन कल काफी लोगों ने मुझे भेजे हैं.
So there is one good
Then
question which we have missed. It's from Devdatta sir. So I believe his question is really good. There are many competitors in terms of establishment of personal brand. What are key mantras you can provide to get established personal branding for continue upgrading?
I'm just trying to understand which type of competitors is he talking about. Competitors as
In
in
terms of
आपको
establishment. हाँ.
मतलब उनकी खुद के competitors हैं, मतलब how do you create a USP is primarily what he's asking. So
I think so, sir.
yeah, is if he's there on the call, then
Devdatta sir, are you there?
Yeah, I am here only. I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes. Please continue with your question.
Yeah. I am a service professional, and if I will establish my brand, or I am already having some kind of service area portfolio where I am having some brand with my work profile. So there are the competitors in my similar industry or any kind of industry, whatever. Yeah. So how we can upgrade continuously so that our brand should be continuous or upgradation should be continuous. Like that, I would like to know.
I think Devdata ji, I think what you're trying to establish here is uh, पूरा एक USP creation और पूरा एक ecosystem creation for your larger continued success. Is
Right,
that
right.
that's the scope, right? So see, जैसे clarity, content और consistency के basis पे you'll be able to build your personal brand. ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसे लोग नहीं है जो कि मार्केटिंग के अंदर दूसरी कंपनीज में काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट if you are one of those people who are consistently showing up, you're already winning, right? And that's very important. So do some trial and error, try to find out what's working, what's not working on your content, and then start building followership, start building maybe a WhatsApp community or maybe a Telegram channel, and start sharing updates, start conducting workshops for those people. So once you start giving something of value to people, they will start to get associated with you.
Right, right.
आप
You have mentioned one term that is differentiator. So
yes,
how
that's your USP.
differentiator? Yeah, yeah.
You differentiate yourself by the clarity of your thought, by the type of content that you're creating, okay, and the consistency with which you're creating your content. That's your USP. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं who had started when I had joined LinkedIn. They were very popular, but now they no longer put content. They don't have the time, or it's not their priority anymore, or they don't know what to write anymore, or they have lost touch. So वो USP खत्म हो गई. USP भी तभी तक रहेगी ना जब तक आप उस पर काम करोगे.
Right, right.
अगर आप ही अगर आपका ही एटीट्यूड चेंज है या माइंडसेट चेंज है या आप you do not find yourself as somebody who should be creating content anymore, or you don't have the time, that USP will be lost. Your profile will be there on LinkedIn, but then people won't be there. To your community won't exist anymore. राइट? यूट्यूबर्स क्यों हर हफ्ते या हर रोज इंस्टाग्राम पे कोई ना कुछ अपडेट डालता है? वो चाहते हैं कि वो सबके अटेंशन में आते रहे, दे शुड बी देयर इन योर फेस, राइट? सो दैट्स प्रिसाइजली द रीजन ऑफ अटेंशन इकोनॉमी. अटेंशन इकोनॉमी के बेसिस पे तो क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी बना है. आप सब लोग
Yeah,
फाइट कर रहे हो उन्हीं लोगों के, उसी ऑडियंस के अटेंशन के लिए. अगर आप ही हट जाओगे तो आपका यूएसपी खत्म हो गया. यू कैन बी
understood.
you can be anyone, but then you're no longer there in the game,
Yeah,
right?
understood. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, these things. Archana has asked, supply chain management. Archana has a booming scope right now. सप्लाई चेन क्राइसिस अभी हाल में ही होकर हटे, अभी भी हैं थोड़े बहुत तो कोविड के बाद. सो अगर आप वैल्यू चेन पे कहीं पर भी एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हो ना सप्लाई चेन में, you have enormous potential, right from logistics to people who are freight forwarders, people who are working on value delivery decks and insights and analytics. Immense scope. इसमें से आपको कहीं पर भी लगता है कि you are a good fit, please pick it up because Fortune 500 कंपनी में supply chain management के professionals की बहुत ज़रूरत है. ठीक है. Mayank has asked, what's the right time to start a brand? Would that be... So obviously there is no right time to start a brand. ठीक है. What would that be? Simultaneously providing service and promoting, or it can be... You'll have to unmute yourself because the question is not clear to me. The second part is not clear to me.
Hello.
Yeah, he has raised his hand as well. Mayank, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you are here.
Okay. So my question is basically if I want to start a brand, and for the brand, I'll also have to provide a service along with while promoting a brand. So you're like talking about how you can establish a brand. So would
Yeah.
that be taken as like if I go successful in providing a service for a period of time, then is that right? Like then I can assume to take it as a brand, or I should be working simultaneously while providing the service and doing the branding also, because that is too heck of a different kind of you can say kind of proficiency which will be required while doing these. Like if I'm supposedly I'm an architect right now, so
Yeah.
I'm planning to build a startup based on a AR and VR set.
अच्छा. Okay. So
So I
you should
want
have
to,
just...
so I'm basically engaged while doing the coding in the whole architectural part as well. And again, then I have to go for pitching and doing the branding and everything. So I'm
Okay, so
confused.
are you suggesting having your own venture while you're a full timer?
Yeah.
I am sorry, but I will not be able to answer this question on this platform. Please reach out to me separately
Okay, sure.
because
Basically, my question
I
was
am not
just
going to get
it
into
was
trouble
not
for
it was
answering
not
this
regarding it was
catalyst
not
question.
sorry it was not regarding like promoting myself. It was just a basic question like what is the right time? Like if I'm also doing a service and I also want to create my brand's name as well. But
Your brand, as in you as a content creator, or your business entity?
the business entity.
No, so that is what I'm saying. I will not be able to take this question on this platform. What you're trying to suggest is going to stir up the hornet's nest, and I will not do that.
Okay.
You have my Insta, DM me. You have my LinkedIn, DM me. Take my
Okay.
number from Ashna. But I
That's
would
fine.
just say for the record, please don't do that if you have a full-time role. If you have further queries, please reach out to me separately.
Sure. Thank you.
You could be pulled up by the ethics committee of your organization, and please do not. I mean, you would land yourself in much trouble. I'm telling you, if they come to know by any means. But there are ways. Yeah, I mean, you can reach out to Devan. He would be.
Just get in touch with me. मैंने तो आपको बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड एडवाइस दी है. आई हैव नॉट सेड एनीथिंग व्हिच इज ग्रे एरिया. ठीक है.
Devan, I just had one question. Say, for example, whatever.
I'm trying to figure out who the person is because camera is not on, name is not showing.
Prasenjit.
Prasenjit. So you've already asked a question. How can I monetize YouTube content?
Yeah. So see, I have content on, say, for example, on LinkedIn and all those things. So
have we interacted during last
yeah,
year?
Yeah, you are there on my LinkedIn as well. So as a part of my network.
That's what I was thinking.
So now the thing I wanted to ask is, say, for example, I create, say, I mean, something related to recruitment or something related to sourcing or HR. If I create a video on those things and put it on YouTube, so not necessary that how I mean, how can I monetize that? Is it after a certain number of hits, right? That's how it works, or
Yes. So the number of, I think the parameter now has changed a bit. You have like a benchmark in terms of followers and a benchmark in terms of the impressions or views that you get. Only after that you start monetizing on the content. So at least YouTube works on that principle. So it's mostly like an AdSense kind of a thing where you obviously have the number of uh, uh, I would say the number of or the duration.
Mhm.
It's timed around the duration only.
Yeah, I mean
And
those parameters I just wanted to know
yeah, I
from you.
think it's been revised now. Now I think it's increased a bit. Earlier it used to be I think 1,000, but now I think now it's increased because obviously there's a lot of competition also on YouTube. It's now getting saturated, so that's why
Oh,
uh,
okay.
I'm missing the terminology of what it is called on YouTube. The number of hours somebody is utilizing watching a video. I don't know what that terminology is, but it's primarily this only.
Okay, so in
So
that case, cooking videos would be more, more worthy
yes,
monitored.
yes,
Yes.
yes. That's how it is. So the number of people who are watching your content, that's
Hmm.
how it start to get monetized. I think it's slightly increased as far as I know. It's
Okay.
difficult now.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's works.
Instagram, you can definitely give it a try because you don't have any such condition, and brands will also be very interested in signing up with you because you are in that space. So there are a lot of coaching, career guidance, mentorship platforms. I won't take names. I was about
Hmm.
to take a name, but then I won't.
Hmm.
So you can definitely try that out. And you will also be able to build your network through that. So
Okay.
it helps.
Okay. Yeah. Let me.
Then Aditya has DM'd me personally. He said that how is social media beneficial and helpful for an HR? It's beneficial for everybody depending upon how you utilize it. So, and does HR has a good scope in fashion industry? Yes, people are to be hired in the fashion industry also. There are so many fashion tech platforms that have come up. You can definitely हायर करने के लिए कोई तो चाहिए होगा वहां पर, उनको रिटेन करने के लिए कोई तो चाहिए होगा. फैशन इंडस्ट्री के अंदर ऐसा थोड़ी कि मतलब एचआर के बिना ही काम चल रहा है वहां पर. So yeah, the dynamics are different because you'll be dealing with designers, you'll be dealing with people who are business owners or business people in the fashion space. Their mindsets are slightly different as compared to say a B2B or an enterprise marketer or in the enterprise domain. But then it will really help. Any suggestions about partnering while establishing your brand? Sumit, you'll have to unmute yourself and ask me that question.
So can we take that as a last question, please? Because I believe the students are leaving the session and they are already into their weekend mode now. So,
Sure.
so we'll take
No
Sumit.
worries. We'll take this as the last session or last
Yes,
question.
yes. Sumit, please can you unmute yourself and ask the question? We'll take your question as last one.
Yes, sure, yes, sure.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Zubair said Q&A is a never-ending process.
He said the same thing yesterday also.
आप रात भर बैठा ले रखे क्वेश्चन आंसर चलते रहेंगे 100 सवा 100 लोग हैं सर.
Sumit, are you there? Please ask your question.
Yes, yes, sir. I wanted to ask when you don't have the full knowledge while starting a business or a brand. So, is it good to have a partner? And in the long run, how should we manage it? Or we should start individually only?
Uh, Excellent question. I think this is an excellent question. Uh, मैं यहाँ पर तो उतना ही बता सकता हूँ जितना मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि as a startup founder, I would say build an asset light entity. Build an asset light entity क्योंकि जहाँ पर पैसा आपका खर्च होगा ना, आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहले यही फितूर आएगा, मुझे पैसा वापस चाहिए. कैसे कमाऊं, कैसे करूं, वो ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी होती है. Build an asset light model, have like minded people whom you can collaborate with and build that venture. वो एक बहुत अच्छी कहावत है हिंदी के अंदर, अकेला चना भाड़ नहीं फोड़ सकता, ऐसा कुछ है, होता है मेरे ख्याल से, एक कहावत है कि you can't do everything on your own, right? It's best to join hands with people who are like minded, because उससे आपका रिस्क भी मिनिमाइज होगा और कोई एक साउंडिंग बोर्ड भी मिल जाएगा जो कि आपको कांस्टेंट फीडबैक दे सके कि व्हाट्स गोइंग टू वर्क, व्हाट्स नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क, एंड उनका नेटवर्क भी आपके नेटवर्क के अंदर ऐड हो जाता है. तो it really streamlines a lot of things if you are able to find the right person with whom you have to collaborate with. That will really help. ठीक है. I think इसके अलावा तो I think we don't have any questions.
No, sir.
ठीक है.
Okay, so
Thank
students,
you.
please wait till the end. We have some announcements for our next conclave sessions. So, sir, it was really a privilege to have you in our 2023 conclave for our Spectrum MIT SD. Yesterday also you came. Your insights regarding yesterday's topics were good, and today also your topic regarding brand management, that too in personal branding, that was really amazing. The real time examples and interactions which you do with our students, that is really helpful and will definitely build our own personal brand with the help of your examples, your learning and everything. So thank you so much, sir, and we'll definitely have your sessions in the coming conclaves as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bhagishri ma'am and Ashna,
Thank
for
you,
the
sir.
coordination. I think it was a big task for you to ensure that I'm going to log in on time. So, and thank you all. I think it was in both the days were like excellent, and good luck. If you got any queries, please feel free to reach out to me.
So can
Right?
we have a small snapshot, students? I just
Sure, sure.
forgot. Yeah, students, please switch on your cameras. I know it's
I will switch
afternoon and it's almost 3:30. Don't be sleepy. Just turn on your cameras. We'll have a good picture. Team, are you there? Please click a good picture of us.
Just try to be in the fresh mode for camera.
I like the pose which Robbie sir is giving. Best. Okay, I think the team must have done. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice Sunday. Bye. Take care.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.